This is a pretty impressive home. It features all natural materials, oak floors, plaster walls, limestone throughout, and plants everywhere. It's really well designed. And it gets better. This home is only $7 million. Now, I know it's still a lot of money, but it is located in Studio City, Los Angeles, and homes around here are pretty pricey. So for the price point, I do think you're getting a lot of home. All right, everyone, welcome to the Ether House. Now, right off the entry, we have white plank oak hardwood floors, plaster walls throughout, steps taking up to the open great room with direct access to the backyard. Beautiful view right off the entry. And over on this side, we have this arch opening that leads us to the hallway that takes you to the 2-car garage and to a very special room that we will see later. Now, coming back here on the other side, you can see the stacked limestone application with tight grout lines, irregular cuts, so much character, and I just love that the material on the outside wraps to the interior of this property and brings additional dimension to the entry experience. Now, over on the other side, we have this gorgeous indoor garden, immediately bringing life and energy, whether it's the boulders, the plants, or this massive tree right in the center with outdoor lighting. It dresses up this section so well, and it's part of the sculptural staircase here with a skylight above. So it's getting natural light, and it just brings this organic touch. I personally love it. Now, over on the other side, we have the staircase itself. Same oak steps go up. Walls are beautifully curved, not only on the corners, but also on top, giving it the smoother, easier aesthetic. And with the skylight above and how generous this opening is, it truly makes a statement. And it looks very gracious with recessed lighting into the steps to further highlight these plaster walls. Now, before we continue with the kitchen, I also want to talk about the specs. We have 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, 5,900 square feet of interior space, on the market for $6,995,000. And of course, I want to give big thanks to the listing agents, Artin, Levon, and the developer, SLS Properties, for making this tour possible. As always, you can find more information about this listing in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. Now with that, I would like to welcome you to the kitchen. Old oak cabinetry with an oversized island. I appreciate how the corners are all curved, and we're gonna see this contour and curved detailing throughout the home as well, in many places that you wouldn't expect. Marble countertop here with a fabricated sink, bar seating on the other side, and I'm obsessed with these bronze light fixtures. Now, on the other side, the same oak cabinetry continues with these built-in handles out of the same oak. Marble countertops, marble backsplash with this floating shelf design, and I really like how they clad the vent with additional storage armon. So vent is here, you get extra storage here, but also corners are nicely curved, giving it that softer aesthetic. 60-inch wolf gas range, a really cool contemporary put filler above. And Armand, I have a question for you. How come you never question me when I give the size of these ranges? How come I know that this is a 60-inch wolf gas range?
When you said 60 inches, there are 2 ovens, so probably 30 each.
Okay, that's a decent logic. That's actually not how I know that it's a 60 inches. When you're building a kitchen, your cabinet sizes are generally fixed. You have 30-inch cabinets, 24-inch cabinets, 18-inch cabinets. This is a 30-inch cabinet. Section 1, 30 inches, and Section 2, 30 inches. Because they're fitting into a kitchen, right? So the dimensions of your appliance also follows the dimensions of your kitchen openings or your kitchen cabinets. So sometimes we see 48-inch wolf gas ranges, and if you can remember them, you get a 30-inch section and then you get an 18-inch section. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So just looking at it immediately, I know that we have 2 sets, 30 inches a piece, 60-inch gas range.
I like that, good to know.
Yeah, it's a little piece of information. And marble countertop continues here. I like how there are some books, some accessories, built-in microwave on this side, paneled freezer and fridge, but I also like how we have these custom handles made out of the same oak, so it looks a little bit easier on the eye. At the end, there's also a concealed door that opens up the additional cabinetry for your pantry space. But overall, such an aesthetic kitchen to look at. Oak brings so much warmth, the plaster walls, the beige marble, tastefully done. Definitely good size, especially given the square footage of this home. And over here, we have a massive picture window looking at the side of the property. And thanks to the hedging, you're getting all of this greenery into your home and also avoiding to see the neighbor. Keep in mind, this is a newly constructed home. So in a few months, the hedging here will grow even more and block the entire view. And you'll get this greenery coming in even more. Now I want to quickly turn to the other side so we can check out the formal dining room, where there's a solid wood table, the comfortable chairs with sides that are wrapped in linen. I like these little touches. And we have linen window treatments throughout the home. This section looks so cozy and elegant. Then you have the rustic rug, sliding glass doors here open up to your backyard so you can enjoy the water feature, enjoy this backdrop. And over here, we have a massive picture window assembly, again, facing the hedging, with some built-in cabinetry that could also work as additional seating, especially if you get some cushions made for this section. And with linen window treatments, again, green tones coming into the home, warmth of the oak, and these beautiful bronze light fixtures, this dining area makes a statement. And I also like how the legs of the table actually protrudes over the surface area here, and even some of the other desks and tables we have throughout the home feature the same detail. Talking about unifying all of these touch points and creating a consistent thread throughout the home. And then over on the other side, we have this gorgeous bar. Look how nicely this wall is curved. The floating shelves follow the same line with subtle recessed lighting. And we have a circular sink right in the center. Cabinetry, of course, follows the contour of the wall with a travertine countertop where you can see all the imperfections.
I love all the curvature. It gives smoother aesthetic to the home.
Yes, it really does. It gives warmth and just kind of softens up everything. Now, before we go to the living room, I also want to quickly showcase the hallway here. Oh wow, I don't know how come I didn't recognize this vase. It's a nice natural touch with all the imperfections, massive picture window. You can appreciate the stacked stone exterior with these trees. At the end of the hallway, we have one of the guest suites, furnished as an office with a full bathroom and a built-in cabinetry. And this is the only bedroom suite we have on this level. And over here, we have the powder room, same plaster walls, gorgeous fabricated travertine vanity here that's unfilled with all the imperfections, brushed nickel hardware with a handle that's actually on this side. I like that little touch. Mirrors floating in the center with a picture window on the back that runs from the floor all the way to the ceiling, floods the room with natural light. Again, tastefully done. What's up with all the plants?
I'm a plant guy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm very big on, I just think that having nature around you does something to you. And I'm very big on kind of indoor, outdoor. I mean, my favorite part is the tree and the staircase, where you just see that beautiful sculpture when you walk right in. When designing these houses, I don't just design them for business. I design them to live in them, and I imagine myself living in them. And living in LA, we live such hectic lives. And when you come home, you just want to relax and feel like you're away from the world. And I think that when you have all this greenery and landscaping surrounding you, it does just that.
Now let's talk about the living room. It's bright, open, airy. 2 sets of sliding glass doors open up to the backyard. What a beautiful backdrop with all the limestone, greenery, the pool, and it's so spacious. You get a massive sofa, a gorgeous solid wood coffee table with the accessories, the 2 chairs, and of course, to anchor the space, we have an ethanol fireplace here, where the bottom section and the cabinetry is nicely curved, as well as the top section here with the plaster finish. Looks so elegant, easy to the eye, and I need you to go backwards for a second. Look how inviting this space is. Whether it's the linen chair here with a throw blanket, the pillows, the accessories, and this backdrop. You can literally hear the birds inside your living room. And there's a level of zenness and calmness in this property that I really appreciate. It truly embraces the philosophy of less is more, and it's curated in a way to just elevate your experiences in these different rooms and sections. Arma, you ready?
Yes.
You sure?
Yep.
This is such a fun space. Come on in. This is this screening room that comes with a conversation pit. Projector on the other side, beautiful ceiling treatment with built-in LED lighting, your screen here, hardwood floors throughout, and the steps taking you up to the surface level so you can go into the conversation pit, and a massive picture window and all this greenery coming in. How fun is this?
This is great, Dennis. I love it.
This is cool, and Arman, I gotta try it out.
Yep.
I gotta take my shoes off and see if the concept works, you know?
Yeah.
Ah, this is fun. And you know what I like about this space is that it can be beyond the screening room. Imagine you want to have a private conversation with a friend of yours. You bring them here, they sit on the other side. It's a relaxing environment. They can really feel comfortable. You can have your entire family here. You know, you can play a Monopoly, you can play a card game here.
Yeah, you can't
So
argue.
it doesn't have to be just a screening room. And it would be super comfortable to watch. I mean, ultimately, we want to lounge when we're watching a TV or a movie, right? It comes with its own lounging bed.
This is perfect.
I think this is so creative. And I give the creative credit not because what it took to build it. It's actually relatively easy to execute, but it's the thought that really counts. He could have easily put a couch here and a chair on the other side, call it a TV room or a screening room. Instead, they framed this opening, added the staircases, added the cushions and the bedding, made it an awesome screening room.
When designing these houses, I took into consideration more of a modern architecture, but at the same time I really wanted to soften it up with tons of curves and natural materials, and that's why you see a lot of the stone surrounding on the retaining wall in the front, and then the curves actually come into place and are imitated throughout the home itself in the carpentry work. Not just the walls are curved, we have lots of curved cabinetry, curved bar, fireplaces, which ties everything in. So I would say it's a mix of modern with a very airy, breathable Mediterranean vibe.
It's one thing to have curved elements throughout the home, but you've implemented in interesting places, but also they're more deeply engraved into the design rather than just having some of the features with softer edges. Mm-hmm. Why was it so important for you to feature this detail this permanently throughout the home?
When you think about a modern home, you think of just square blocks, and it's more sterile, and you don't really feel like you want to just sink in and relax in it. And I think that the curves help in giving that relaxing feeling and giving the softness along with the light, and just everything comes together. And I think that the curves really help achieve that. It's a lot more complicated to do, even in the framing, in the carpentry, to figure out how to do these curves. Obviously, wood is not, when you're getting panels, it comes flat. So we had to go through multiple iterations of cabinetry work and failed attempts until we finally got the right product. So it's more challenging, but definitely more rewarding, I think, in the end product.
Welcome to the backyard. What an awesome frame. Sliding glass doors all open, great flow to the interior. I love this curved section dividing the first floor from the second floor. Look at the built-in planter on the top floor. How those plants and the greenery is gonna soon grow outside of the planter and wrap the facade of the home. I love it. The rooms upstairs, to our right we have the primary bedroom, and to our left we have the primary bathroom. But given that the balconies on that level kicks out, it actually provides a ton of privacy to those rooms and still opens them up to the backyard. That way they can enjoy the greenery and the retaining wall here with additional landscaping. Now on the floor, we have travertine, installed like a flagstone with different sizes and edges, big grout lines to give it that natural organic feel. And it's a really interesting touch. To frame the pool, they have this little gravel section that wraps around the pool to bring in additional greenery. And I think it just helps break the beige tonality of the flooring here. We have a good sized hot tub with a simple plaster, your pool on this side with the steps, and again with a curved end just to soften up the aesthetic. Hedging provides a ton of privacy, massive planters. I just love how there's so much greenery throughout the home. Now on the other side, you can see the water feature wall, how they use the travertine to create this really cool pattern. And we also have water spouts here. It's also a water feature. So if you want to add additional layer of tranquility, you can certainly do that. But to keep the toilet a little bit more calmer, we turned it off. Other thing I want to point out, the retaining wall. Instead of just going with a one tall wall, they've actually created step ups. Some sections are surfaced with stucco. The center section is all limestone, and with built-in planters, all these trees and greenery and outdoor lighting, it's an amazing backdrop. Honestly, I love this aspect of the home, and it's also very private. They made what's challenging, which is the fact that we have a hillside, a positive for this backyard, and dressed it so nicely. I love the greenery. We also have some lounging beds here. They do look very comfortable. An outdoor dining area. Of course, it's a travertine dining table. Matches the aesthetic of the home. Outdoor kitchen with a fabricated sink, built-in barbecue. Tastefully done. Given the square footage of this home, it's a great backyard, it's private, and I just love the use of natural stone. Of course, the same limestone is also showcased on the outside with this beautiful curved wall. This section is partially covered with this oval opening, serving as a skylight to bring a little bit more light and air to the entry of this home. All these planters, the landscaping throughout is so well done with a quaint little water feature, white steps, and even the edge of these steps are nicely curved to give that softer aesthetic. Beautiful olive tree right in the center. And instead of going with the regular soil and grass, they've actually finished the surface with the gravel, driveway, and access to your 2-car garage. Really well done. And in case you wonder what this cable above me is, that's actually the temporary electricity connection to this home. Once everything is finalized, they will take off that cable and it will look beautiful. Now with that, we're done with the entire first floor and the backyard. Now let's go upstairs so we can check out all the guest suites in the primary bedroom. Why limestone? Why plaster?
It's not specifically, I would say, geared towards those specific materials. I think I prefer and I try to use natural materials as best as possible. So plaster compared to just regular paint, obviously it's lime, it's natural materials. It also gives a softness to the home. And materials, I did a mix of white oak here and a lot of travertine and limestone. I tend to get sick of something a lot when I see it too much, so I think travertine is like all over right now, and I think people overuse it a little bit. But when we place it intentionally in certain areas, I think it adds a nice touch and softness to the space. And I think just all the materials coming together, so it's all in the same color palette, just variations of textures and movements a little bit. That's why I think when you're restraining yourself and using nice materials and more minimal and invest in good quality, and I think that's why I really focus on clean, more quality rather than trendy, just kind of over the top trends or materials.
Welcome to the top floor. Isn't this really nice?
This is great.
Skylight, openness, the tree comes to this level, smooth walls, warmth of the oak throughout, and so many guest suites to cover. First off, right off the entry, we have a cozy seating area. I love how big these picture windows are, great light coming in, the canyon views, the linen window treatments, Just a cozy moment for you to sit down, read a book, store some stuff, and a really cool wall sconce on this side. Now, on this level, we have 3 guest suites and the primary bedroom. First guest suite starts here, built-in cabinetry to our right, queen size bed, low profile, really quaint bedside tables with these really cool lights. I really like them. Another massive picture window here facing the front of the home. And over on this side, we have the full bathroom. Same oak hardwood floors continue in, floating vanity with a curved corner, travertine countertop, really nice oval mirror with no frame, so it looks very effortless. And the travertine tiling goes into the shower. Interesting application. Small break pieces installed vertically, but all the horizontal lines match as well. A good sized casement window too for some natural light. And given that the exterior wall on the outside is curved, it reflects on the shower here. Now, leaving the bedroom, I want to quickly go to this section. This is where we have the second guest suite. Comes in another queen size bed, built-in cabinetry, 2 casement windows, definitely a little bit bigger. And remember those bronze sconces that I talked about in the kitchen? They also have them right here. Slightly smaller fixtures, beautiful bedside tables. Now, over on the other side, we have the full bathroom. Same tiles, but this time it's square pieces, stalled throughout all the way into the walk-in shower. Casement window is positioned high to provide more privacy for the shower. Nice LED lighting within the shampoo niche. Straight to the point. Now, on the other side, we have the third guest suite. Pretty much the same finishes, low profile bed. That's really interesting. Instead of a reading light, there's a light fixture right above the bed. Still does the same job. Massive picture window, an open walk-in closet, warm, inviting, and I like these woven rugs. Around the corner, we have the full bathroom with the same brick-style travertine tiles, another curved wall into the shower, cozy, clean, inviting, straight to the point. Now, at the end of the hallway, we have the laundry room to our left, stacked washer and dryer, built-in cabinetry, sink, and the door here opens up to the primary bedroom. It takes the entire back section of the top floor and so many different zones and sections to cover. Right off the entry, we have a wet bar, oak cabinetry, travertine countertop with a fabricated sink, floating shelf, and a fridge. That way you don't have to go down all the way to the kitchen in case you want some water or a cold drink. And the whole way takes you to the bedroom. Great size, so much space. King size bed right in the center, looks so small. I love those walnut bedside tables, bringing the darker tones. And also within the back wall, there's this bumped out section just to define the space for the bed as well. Gorgeous reading lights, plaster walls are bringing so much warmth, character. Of course, you have your recessed lighting, built-in speakers. Great room and hardwood floors, again, bringing that additional warmth. And with all the linens, beddings, textures, there's a level of warmth in this room that I really like. Now, over on the other side, we have our travertine case fireplace. It's an ethanol fireplace, and in the future, if you want, you can place your TV here. But my personal recommendation would be is that you don't have a TV in your bedroom. This is your sacred space. This is where you leave the world behind to unwind, get some rest, recover, and go back out there and conquer the world. And then the sliding glass doors open up to this quaint balcony. Whether it's the built-in planters that wrap around the balcony and this charming rail, there's something really warm, inviting, and slightly Mediterranean about the setting. And then the hillside, all the trees, the greenery, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and I really like it. I'm gonna have a question for you. Which house do you like the most? This one or the previous one?
I think this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's more cozy. I like the earth tones and all the curvatures. I think this is nicer.
So you like this one more?
Yeah.
I think the first one is a little bit more distinct, unique. The lava rock, darker tones, it's a little bit more artistic, but I think this one is more inviting, more mass appealing, open, and somehow it feels a little bit bigger, even though they're roughly the same square footage.
That's correct, yeah.
But this certainly feels light, easy on the eye, and very calming.
Absolutely.
Now, before we check out the bathroom, I want to quickly take you into the walk-in closet. Such a unique space. First off, island right in the center, again with the curved edges, travertine countertop that's unfilled, so you feel the textures. the surface. And the built-in millwork here is so simple, to the point, functional, and so unique. Plaster walls continue with the curved sections. Your metal rod is incorporated into the wall, and then you have your floating shelf with built-in LED lighting. So it's gonna highlight your clothes really well. It looks soft, easy on the eye. This feels like a retail store than a walk-in closet. You wanna display your clothes here. You don't wanna just store it. And it's actually relatively simple. He curved the walls beautifully, incorporated the millwork, which is easier said than done. You need to have a very good trim carpenter that comes in and makes these very tight cuts, and then your plaster team can blend the wood into the walls, and then there's also mood lighting above. So I like that you're not seeing the source of the lighting, and it's a really good size room. Again, the home is only 5,900 square feet, and I must say right there, floating shelves on this side, and even a little makeup area. What a beautiful closet. What a Zen closet. Now, let's go to the other side. Here we transition to the limestone floors, shepherd water closet, and we go into this open bathroom. I love the vibes here. The fact that it comes with a balcony, you can hear the water from the pool water feature, and over on this side we have this open walk-in shower. It's a unique design, 2 of everything, 2 shower heads, 2 handhelds. These contemporary fixtures look so good against imperfect plaster walls. A little travertine section for your shampoos, and a skylight above to bring in that natural light and the natural feel into this space. I love it. I love the floors, and you're gonna feel all of these imperfections under your feet when you're showering. Now, over on the other side, we have the vanities, nicely incorporated into the curvature of the wall, and of course the countertop follows. Big reveal here with imperfections of the travertine, brush nickel fixtures, really cool mirrors with these alabaster light fixtures. And then in the center, we have the showstopper, a circular freestanding tub, a good sized freestanding tub. Of course, our candle is burning here. Sliding glass doors are open to this quaint balcony. What a vibe.
This is great, Ines. You know, it's in the middle, and you have a garden view right in your tub. It's great.
Of course, and remember from the pool, you can't even see this.
You can't see that, yeah.
Yeah, but from here you can. So you have the hillside, the greenery. I mean, look at those linen curtains. They're just moving with the wind. This is awesome. And I have another question for you. I'm gonna hold you accountable.
Okay.
How do you fill up this tub?
From the ceiling.
Okay, good. So you're learning.
I remember, yeah.
All right, turn it on.
Just give me a second. Right
Yeah,
there.
I know, you're getting
wait a
pretty good,
second.
yes.
Right there.
It's right here. It's pretty cool because there's not a built-in section here. They didn't have a place to put it. And I kind of like it. You walk into the shower, you turn it on, you fill up your tub, and then you get in. And make sure to have your candle.
It's super cool, yeah.
Now let's go check out the balcony. Such a quaint space, just enough. And imagine getting out of your shower, wearing your robe, your book, your coffee, sitting down here and getting your day started. With this backdrop, you'll literally hear the water and the birds. This is pretty awesome. And again, incorporation of greenery and landscaping throughout the home. Look at the roof line here. Plants are wrapping around the railing, continues to the primary bedroom balcony. I really like it. I think this home is so tastefully done, to the point, not too loud, but certainly has a personality, and it's expressive, and it's natural, and it embraces imperfections, and it carries itself with so much intention. What is one aspect of this home that you feel like to a degree is underappreciated? We're getting really personal out here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a therapy session.
You are. I'm dead serious. After building a home like this, it's your way of like kind of
I'm releasing
getting
all my
the sins
emotions.
out. Yeah, we're unleashing it. Like you're gonna go home feeling lighter after this interview.
funny.
That's the whole thing.
I mean, is it bad if I say quality?
Not really.
It looks very easy once it's done. It's like, oh, I did the job, great. But to execute everything and make sure that everything is straight, level, clean, you know, that I think is the most challenging part when designing and building these homes. Some people really do appreciate it, and I see that, but I would say that some people don't. And They just see the finished product and they're like, wow, it's beautiful, but they don't know what it entails to get to that finish line. Nighttime is the sexiest time to be in a house. And you come home and you want to unwind, and typically I really want people to see the house at night rather than day. Obviously you get to see everything during the day, but at night it's a whole nother animal. You got the fireplace going, the candles lit, the music, the landscape lighting. At night, I really think it's the perfect time to show it at how it's intended to be and how you're going to use it and live in it. For me, this is a passion. Obviously, it's my business, but I love what I do, and it's exciting for me. So some people think that it might look all fine and dandy and easy from the outside. There's so much that goes on into developing a property. I think it's very important if you want to get into any field in general, it's to start from the bottom and learn every aspect of it and really take your time being in the field. In everything you do in life, I think it's all about progress and getting there and taking the time to learning it properly before expecting to execute fully a project like this.
I also like the way you approach your design, which is leaning more towards natural materials, bringing the earth, the greenery into your design.
In the landscaping surrounding the property, we incorporated a lot of Mediterranean plants, a lot of herbs, olive, rosemary, sage, lavender. So even before you step foot into the house, you walk up the steps and you get a sense of those smells coming to you. So it was, I think, very important to bring those into the home.
All right, everyone, that's it for the tour. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? For $7 million, it's a lot of home. Great flow. I love the palette. It's warm, inviting, and very soothing. Now, I want to give big thanks to the listing agents, Levon, Artin, and of course the developer, Shlomi with SLS Properties, for making this tour possible. As always, you can find more information about this gorgeous home in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to check it out as well. And also, thank you so much for watching this video till the very end, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
With Robinhood, you can securely trade and stake crypto on a platform trusted by over 26 million users.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I think it's time I upgrade to
YouTube Premium. It's a good investment.
Good?
I think we cut.
That was good. Oh, my leg is dead.